very touchy subject, shared parenting. How often should families with shared parents where there are custody issues involved, how often should the kids in those relationships spend with dad? How much time should they spend with mum? Now, under the law at the moment, shared custody is sort of seen as, if they can in the circumstances, 50-50. It's seen as preferential, and that's the way it's been interpreted for some years now. But overnight, Dr. Penelope Leach, one of the best-selling child psychology authors in the world, she sold millions of books, she's come out and said kids under the age of 6 can actually suffer brain damage if they're taken away from their mother. I mean, it just sounds absurd to me.
Well, look, in fairness, she's talked principally about that period when they're babies, 0 to 2. And I think there is plenty of evidence that that attachment very, very early. It's the whole reason we're having the paid parental leave scheme of Tony Abbott. The evidence that that first 6 months is critical, being with the mum. Beyond that, very, very difficult. I don't think with any of these things you can give a blanket yes or no to what's right and wrong, particularly as the kids get older, surely.
But I mean, where are the studies showing that kids who are put into childcare centres because both their parents are working and they're actually in a childcare centre from sometimes 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock at night, surely isn't that the same situation?
Well, not necessarily, because then they go home and they're with their mum. They're with their mum at home, and the fact that they're away from their mum at night, I would think at night, the attachment you have to one parent or another, I think it's a very tricky situation. And look, this woman's done her work on it. People are arguing about it, and it gets down to telling people what to do in relation to their parenting. And we took a lot of calls on this today, and fascinating that one man who was very, very, very upset with what Penelope Leach had said, disagreed with her, then got stuck into you because you've been telling parents today that they shouldn't be letting their kids stay up all night to watch the State of Origin and then the soccer.
And in fact, I may have mentioned that some calls should be made to docs if kids are allowed to sit up watching the State of Origin and then a 2 a.m. start for the Socceroos.
Yeah, so what's the story? You still sticking by that? You don't think any kid should be allowed to stay up all night?
I'm a man of principles, and I think I should stick to my principles. I think kids under the age of, say, 11 or 10, I mean, it's a bit ridiculous. Watching State of Origin is late enough these days. The game never starts at 10 past 8. It's always 20 past 8. It won't finish until after 10 o'clock. By the time everyone sits there, discusses the exciting finish, because it always is, everyone gets to bed. It's 11 o'clock, really, before they're settled. Now, you can't expect a kid to get up again at 2 a.m. to watch the Socceroos.
All right, I've got the answer, and it's an easy one, because these days you've either got Foxtel or some sort of digital capture for your TV. Pretty easy. You say to little Johnny or little Gary, you say, Origin's finishing at 10, straight into bed. You can wake up at 6:30 because the soccer kicks off at 6:30, and then when you get to 6:30, you just push the play button and away you go. There you go.
I've got a better idea. Just listen to the radio. That's what I used to do. The crystal radio set, I used to have a little earplug, and when I was told I had to go to bed, I'd go to bed. But then I'd always have the little line just going in there, and I'd stay up all night listening to the radio.
Let's get into a time tunnel and call the
In fact, I used to listen to you. It was terrific.
You're killing me.